When we log in, the first page that we always see is the activity page. I also refer to this as the main dashboard in the software because that's really what it is. This is what everybody sees when you log in, and it's a jumping off point for all of the other functionality in the software. So let's just walk through this page from top to bottom. Okay, obviously your school name is going to be right up here, and then you have some helpful links that are here all the way through. Clicking help will provide you, first of all of the warnings and so forth that are in your current book. This book is in process. We've got a lot of stuff going on. As we work through it, we're typically going to want to clear out all of these warnings. So we'll talk about this a little bit later as we go through. We've got a current status on the project. My project is always in proofing just because it's a demo site and I reject it, cancel it, reject it, cancel it. So this message is going to be different for you based on the actual status of your project. And then down below, you have a link directly to the user guide. This will open the user guide in a new window. The user guide will open to the section of the user guide that corresponds to the part of the software that you're actually in this case, the activity page. And then you can flip through online, you can zoom in, and things like that. There's also a PDF version of the user guide that's available. And then you've also got your support contact information right here that's put in by your yearbook provider. Okay, so go ahead and click OK to close that. Next to that, we have video help. This will just pop up a tutorial video that's unique to each page. One of the things I always like to tell people is the first time you're ever using the software, log in, click on video help, navigate to the next page, click on video help, the next page, video help, and so on. It's a really great way just to get kind of grounded on what's happening on each page of the software. And then finally, we have, of course, logout up here. This could be your logo up here. And then over to the left, we've got primary navigation and then secondary navigation here. Primary navigation, this bar is here on every single page of the software. It's always right in the same place. And these are the main pages of the software. So we're on the activity page, dashboard page right here. Down below that is the yearbook page, also known as the yearbook ladder page. Next, we have the photos page, which we call the manage photo page as well. Users or manage users page, the sales page, and then the configure page, which we also call the advisor configure page. That's an advisor only page. Okay, so we'll look at each one of these as we go through. Over here, we also have links to other pages in the software, but they take you a little bit deeper. For example, if you log in, you just want to add your clip art, click right here. This will take you to the photos page with the clip art tab opened up. Okay, so these are just a little more direct shortcuts. To the right here, we have the preview. This is a current preview of your book in progress. Everyone that has a login, regardless of user permissions, can log in and take a quick look at the book. You can also navigate by page numbers down here. Okay, you can zoom in on pages and things like that as well. Okay, so this is just a quick snapshot of where things are at. Over to the right, we have a yearbook info box. This has your due date as well as today's date, and then it does the math for you right below that. It shows you your book spec. In this case, I have two covers active. This book's going to be both hardcover and perfect bound, and I'll show you that in a little bit. This book can have a maximum of 120 pages. We've used up 63 so far. And then this book will be 200 hardcovers, and for some reason, only one perfect bound cover. You're going to want to verify this before you submit. And this is all controlled by your book provider. They put this information in when you set up your book. To the left here, we have progress. These are just a kind of a quick snapshot of where you're at. Just a progress meter. These little statuses here, each one is color coded on the little meter over here. And these statuses refer to actual Pixami Yearbook ladder status. And so pages that you create that haven't been started yet are called not started. Once they've been checked out, people start working on them. They become in progress. In this case, 95% of this book, 60 pages, are in progress. They get marked complete for an advisor to look at, and then they get approved by an advisor where they sit and wait for the rest of the book to get approved. And so in this case, I've actually got 4% of the book, 3 pages are approved, reflected over here in green. As you move through the season, if you're working on your book, you should see green and green and green just start to increase along the way until you have a big green circle, which is an approved book that you're ready to print. Okay, cover to the right works exactly the same way. We allow you to submit the cover and the pages independently, okay, based on the requirements of your provider. Okay, down below that, we have coverage. Coverage refers to photo coverage or student coverage. And we talk about photos in terms of portraits and candids. Okay, in this case, we've got 126 portraits have been uploaded. 37 of them have been flowed onto pages, which means 89 have not yet been flowed onto pages. When you finish your yearbook, you want to make sure that this is 0, which means you want all of your portraits, every single student, flowed onto a page in the book. Okay, the software will even provide a warning if you try to submit your book and this isn't 0. Okay, candids, same thing. We've got 90 candids uploaded, 24 have been used so far. And so this is just important to take a look at and keep track of along the way. New this year, we have a detailed coverage report. And I'm going to talk about this a little bit more when we get to photos, but the software automatically tags candids this year. Every single candid photo that is of a student that has a corresponding portrait, the photo will automatically be tagged with the name of the student. And so what that means is this year we have 100% accurate coverage report. I can see every single student in the school that has a portrait, the number of times they appear in the book, and the pages that they appear in the book. This includes all of their portraits and all of their candids. The coverage report is important because I can look and see who's the most represented in the book and who's the least. I can sort by the number of times used. And so here, Jacqueline Ball in this case is used 15 times in the book. She's been in the book more than anybody else, followed by Carol Bass and then Nathaniel Avila. If I move all the way down here, I can see I've got a whole bunch of people that still haven't appeared in a single photo in the book yet. And so this is important information. You can make a PDF of this. Okay, and if I make a PDF, I've got to pull it up right here. Okay, so here's a quick PDF that you can print out. And why is this important? It's important for equity. It's important so that students are more equally represented in the book. It's important for sales. You want to make sure that everybody's in the book at least once so they have incentive to buy. It could also even be used for marketing. Imagine if you promised parents that every student would be in the book exactly 3 times. Well, with this new technology, you can do that now. Okay, and so that's the coverage report. And again, this is made possible by the new face matching and auto tagging technology. I'll jump into that a little more description when we get into the photos page. Okay, so that's the coverage report. Really, really cool feature this year. Also brand new is a calendar feature this year. What this calendar feature allows you to do is keep track of important events, okay? These events could be school events. For example, we have a football home game today at 6 o'clock. I could assign somebody to go photograph that for the yearbook if I wanted. Also this week, I've got online yearbook sales to begin, and then I need to send out a yearbook sales email along with launching that storefront. Okay, so the calendar is a really great way to keep track of everything that's happening in your yearbook as well as at your school. Okay, if I click on edit only as an advisor, I can come in here, I can view the calendar, I can create new events. And so let's say I wanted to make a new event, and let's just call it a math club. Okay, a math club meeting, and let's call it a yearbook activity because I want to send somebody over there to maybe interview the math club and take some pictures. And then I'll just go ahead and put the date in here. Okay, it's on the 18th, and I'll click it OK. And so that's going to be shown up into calendar. See, we already have another math club meeting as well. They changed the math club meeting. So I'll come in here and I can come in and go ahead and just say this fit has been completed. Okay, so that one's gone. Okay, and so all of these events are live. You can update them throughout the season. Again, only an advisor. Up the admin, which means your yearbook provider, they can also put important sales and marketing dates and also due dates. And so, the due date for the book will automatically show up in there as well. And so, again, just a really great way to manage the book a little more effectively as a project and kind of wrap the yearbook around all of the other activities at school that are important. Okay, so that's the new calendar feature. Down below that, we have to the left an activity log. This has always been in the software for quite a long time. I can see everyone that's logged into the yearbook and basically what they've done, the section that they've worked on and so forth. If you go to the user on the users tab, which I'll show you later, you can get even more detail than that. Okay, to the right of this, we have a support box, and basically this little support section has your contact information, and that is placed in there by your yearbook provider. And so this should be the email and the phone number that you call when you have questions that can't be answered through the documentation and the help to videos and so forth. Okay, so that's the support section. And then finally, over to the right, we have the messaging box, and the messaging box has two parts to it. Down below is a message from your yearbook provider. Your yearbook provider can put helpful information in here and push it out to you, deadlines, due dates, customer support information, and so forth. Okay. You can't modify this information, but you might see things in here and, pay attention to information that pops in here every once in a while. Up above this, as an advisor, and again, only an advisor, we'll get to that in a little bit. As an advisor, you can type in this message. And so advisors, you can type in assignments, messages. You can use this basically just as a memo board. You can change it anytime that you want. Students, when you log in, you should always take a look at this message box to see if there's anything that you need to know here. And I think that pretty well covers the activity page, the main dashboard of the software. Click on Help and check the user guide for additional information.